Love where this is going, cause damn, you're so focused, and your body's so floaty, and you never soft spoken. Early in the morning, we kiss and we talk shit. No regrets, we don't force it. Like a wave that just flows with us. I lost all my rules, lost all my pride. Cause all the things that you do, I lost all my rules, lost all my pride. Cause all the things that you do, I mixed in emotion, lost in your ocean, drowning in the fashion. Call me crazy, but I'm all I'm just being honest. Usually you don't act like this, but what's love or logic? Call me crazy, but I'm all 21 cause you so lucky, savage. When you fuck me double or nothing, we gone in. Round after round, don't slow it down. We could burn us in slaves. You got a body that was made for this. And I don't wanna be alone, no. Caught in something that's strong. Oh, mixed in emotion, lost in your ocean, drowning in the fashion. Call me crazy, but I'm all I'm just being honest. Usually you don't act like this, but what's love or logic? Call me crazy, but I'm all Call me crazy, but I'm all
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, familia? Make sure we run up those comments. 47. Yikes. Shibo's by the pool. Books quit. Getting real desperate out here. All I got is King Ant. That's it. We're down to the last straw.
I don't get upset. Don't care if you know. I don't get upset. I be like fuck it at the same time. I know I can just it. Now look what I'm stuck with. Don't care if I'm in the wrong. I don't get upset. Don't care if you know. I don't get upset. I like it style, but you know that you're the worst. Don't judge me. Giant in my bed, now it's above me. So don't get up your chest, I know you love me. Don't judge me, no, be now. I know it don't matter 'cause you're dark. I don't wanna draw the line, darling. You got your far, you got your views, but I don't really think you got no social cues. Oh no, hanging up bunch of niggas, cheap perfume. And I got it from 1,000 miles away. I be like fuck it at the same time. I don't say fuck it. Now look what I'm stuck with. Don't care if I'm in the wrong. I don't get upset. Don't care if you know. I don't get upset. I be like fuck it at the same time. I know I can just it. Now look what I'm stuck with. Don't care if I'm in the wrong. I don't get upset. Don't care if you know. I don't get upset.
I just came back from flight, feel crazy. Hope your little man don't get upset. Came a long way from the minimum wage. Just when I get paid, don't feel nothing. I just came back from flight, feel crazy. Hope your little man don't get upset. Came a long way from the minimum wage. Just when I get paid, don't feel nothing. I just came back from flight, feel crazy. Hope your little man don't get upset. Came a long way from the minimum wage. Just when I get paid, don't feel nothing. I just came back from flight, feel crazy. Hope your little man don't get upset. Came a long way from the minimum wage. Just when I get paid, don't feel nothing.
I be like fuck it at the same time. I don't say fuck it. Now look what I'm stuck with. Don't care if I'm in the wrong. I don't get upset. Don't care if you know. I don't get upset. I be like like fuck it. At the same time, I know I can trust you. Now look what I'm stuck with. Don't care if I'm in the room. I don't get upset. Don't care if you in the room. I don't get upset.
We're not looking good, fam. 77. I mean, what is this? A leap space? 150. We'll get this bad boy started. It's beautiful today, too. We're going outside for sure. Gonna go lay down and stare at the sun. The charts are down, so I got the hammock though. That thing came in the mail.
Meet me outside of my palace. Don't need no approval, girl, you valid. Let's make out right by my violence. Don't watch me do it, close your eyelids. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. My darling, inside, inside, tell me it's inside. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. My darling. Damn, now we moving kinda fast. It's cool, I guess we get a pass. I'ma kiss your neck and grab your ass. And when I do it, I'ma make you laugh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. My darling, inside, inside, tell me it's inside. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. My darling. Hey baby, I know I keep asking this, but I guess I just really want to know at this point. You know, we've been intimate for a while, we've been crushing on each other for years, but I guess I just really like to know if you feel the same way about me as I feel about you. You know, all your feelings for me inside of your heart. Let me know. Bye. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. My darling. Inside, inside, tell me it's inside. Inside, inside, tell me, my darling.
All right, we'll take 124. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, the 8th of May. Time is fucking flying this year. Let me throw my headphones in real quick. Where are those bad boys at? We're going outside. Catch me outside. How about that? Let's see here. Can you hear me? We good?
We're good, Bark. We're good.
Wait, it didn't connect. 1 second. Gotta turn this shit off. We're good. Let's go AirPods. Okay, how about now? We good?
Still good.
Awesome. Amazing. What's going on, everybody?
Perfect, like butter.
The squad. Yo, King Ant, Webb, Tall, and Ace really are like the last fucking people that give a shit or try anymore. They really are. Like the amount of effort that these guys put in is really admirable, for real. Books quit as well. Shibo's completely gone. I don't know. Vacation, gaycation. I don't know what he said. I couldn't really hear him because he was lagging. But not surprised, dude. Not surprised. If you need a vacation, man, just telling you that this guy doesn't need a vacation. We're getting a whole week on Shibo now. For everybody out there that was like, damn, Shibo's so big, Shibo's so far, he's killing it. Well, he gave you a whole week to pass his ass up. So take it. Take this week. Go pass his ass up, dude. That's all vacation is. It's escape. It's an escape from reality. But let me tell you something. You can't escape reality. You cannot escape reality. So what do you have to do? You have to create a new reality in which you love every day, right? Or at least most days. Because you're probably not going to love every day. Some days some shit's going to happen. But for the most part, you have to create a reality in which you love what you're doing. I'll tell you right now, easy way to do that is to get rich. Who would have thought? It's pretty fun to do that part. And it makes life hella enjoyable. But we're going out right now. I'm so pale. I'm so fucking pale. Just wait till I get tan, though. When I get tan, I start to look. I go from Nordic to. Ooh,
Lobster?
Yeah. No, not lobster. I don't get lobster, bro. I don't know what it is. I think I'm like 150th or so Native American. So I just have that.
You ever did the DNA like a 23andMe or family tree?
No, because I heard that they send that shit off to the government.
Yeah, I did all them shits, bro.
You think that's a joke, or do you think they actually send that shit off to the
They
government?
sell that shit to the government.
What the fuck? What are you, Books?
Yo,
You're like a little bit of everything.
100% from Kafkaz, Russia. Like exactly like in my bloodline, like I could trace it and all that. Like whatever I was told I am is what I am.
But you're one of those guys. You're like a CIA agent that could blend into whatever. Like you could be Italian, you could be Mexican if you had to. I feel like.
Straight up.
Wait,
jumped off.
how do
I
they
just jumped
even
off
know? Like, how
I
do
think
you
they
do
make
the
some of that.
test?
I think they make some of that shit up. To be honest with
Like,
you.
is it by your last name, or
No,
do
it's so real, guys. It's so real.
take like a blood test or anything?
No,
I did
Can you guys hear me?
I did it's called the Big
Hello?
Y. That shit was like $500-600.
Can you hear me?
And you filled up a vial of spit,
Yeah.
right? Yep. You fill up a vial of spit and then you send it in.
Right when you wake
My
up.
sister did it. That's how I found out I was 10% West African.
Here we go. Bro, I think everyone in the world is 10% from Africa, bro. Let's cut it out. Let's cut it out, King. Yeah.
No, they're not. Not when they get their DNA tested, they find out the truth.
Is that where you got the waves, can with the Durax?
Can you hear me?
We don't got no waves, bro.
I think so.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I had to walk. I had to walk out. I had to go off Wi-Fi because I'm going outside for the first time in 7 months. So it should be interesting. I don't know how. I think they make some of that shit up. To be honest, dude. I feel like they don't. How do they really know? Because all you do is swab. You take a cotton swab and you swab the inside of your mouth. So I think they make a lot of that shit up. To be honest with you.
Science has mapped the human genome, so they know.
I mean, I can fix the biggest world issue right now with DNA test.
What?
I can't say it.
What's the biggest world issue?
One of the biggest, if not the biggest issue going on in the world can be resolved with DNA tests.
One of the biggest issues in the world.
You mean when the Jews find out they're Palestinian?
You mean that Chipotle?
Bark, I think we should move on.
Chipotle burritos have gotten not only smaller, but they taste worse and they're more expensive. That is a real problem, and not enough people are talking about it. I feel like. Back when I was in high school, I could get a 5,000 calorie burrito for $6, and it tasted amazing. Now Chipotle, it's a 1 in 10 Chipotles are even good. The rest are subpar.
Wait, you're so right.
Back when I was in high school, I would have given Webb a swirly.
You wish.
Hey, my mom texted me and said that you need to tell Books to be nicer to Webb, and that you pick.
Oh, then I'll have to be nice to Webb. I will be nicer to Webb.
Web,
Yes, mate.
be honest, and we won't judge you. I'm not gonna judge you. Do we hurt your feelings a lot? Like, do you feel bullied
No,
in
not
this place?
generally. No.
You feel bullied here?
You ever heard that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? I
Yeah, he
kind of just
deserves
live
But
it.
by
chains and whips excite me. No thanks.
that.
He deserves it then. Basically, is what you're saying.
He
Yeah,
asks for it.
he does. He
One
begs
day
for
your
it.
mom's gonna say you're right. Webb asks for it.
You
Well,
know,
she did
like,
say that for a while. She did say that for a while, and then I forget what happened. There was something. I think you just told him straight up to just shut the fuck up one time, and she's like, that wasn't very nice. So, but sometimes it's got to happen because he gets out of control. You know, one time I go into those morning spaces. If Shibo's not there to put him in his place, or someone's not there to put him in his place, he goes off. Now, I mean, if he's already smoked weed, he just becomes a zombie. He doesn't really give a fuck. But for the most part, he does need someone to kind of keep him accountable, keep him in line. But that person is not me because I don't give a fuck enough. But King Ant's been kind of stepping up, keeping people in line a little bit, which is good. Yo, the amount of people that have quit Web3 is pretty remarkable. Also, let me know if it's too windy. The amount of people that have quit Web3 recently is pretty remarkable. Saw a tweet from Beanie Maxi. Looks like the new play is to shut your laptop and come back at the end of summer when airdrops happen. So that's not very comforting. We didn't stable over the other day, which I already regret not doing. And I was gonna ask Shiba what he thought, but he's already closed his fucking laptop and he's already quit. So, well, I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it's still? You still think we got one more pump in us? Because I was promised one pump. I'm sitting here. I already popped the Viagra. I was waiting for one last pump, and I don't know if I don't think I'm seeing it. I'm not seeing it yet. You still feel good about that, Brooks?
Yeah, I do.
That didn't sound very confident.
I do. I still do.
That didn't sound very confident. Yeah.
If my mind changes, I'm gonna let you guys know right away. But I still think it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Even the fact of thinking about it is a lot to think about. I don't know. Ace, what'd you do with all that money you made from Pump Fund? What'd you do? You stable that shit over?
Some of it, some of it, some of it. I need to connect with Bucks so he can get me the hookup on this Porsche that I've been looking at.
Porsche.
Yes, I want a Porsche,
What kind of Porsche?
a 911.
911 new?
No, no, not new, not new. I seen one for like 65 grand that I really
What do you
want.
want a Porsche for?
Yeah, it's still good even if it's not new, Bark. That
No, I
car
know,
is
I
no
know, I
joke.
know, I know. No, I know. There's just something about driving it off the lot and it losing 25% of its value
No,
instantly.
not a 911, man.
Really?
Not a
911 turbo?
Oh, definitely not a 911 turbo.
Bro, the older they are,
You
the more
get your
money they
hands on a
cost.
911 turbo, bro. You
The
drive it
older
off the
they
lot,
are,
it's like 100K more.
the older they are, the more money they cost. The older what is, the more money it costs, because that can apply to a lot of things. Wine, cigars. What?
They will ban
What
you
were you
though if
thinking?
they catch you reselling this shit.
From Porsche?
All these fucking dealerships, man, they got all kinds of wild fucking stipulations or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, stipulation.
I'm
Well,
talking about the people that like buy something at sticker price, like they negotiate it down, and then you turn around and then you sell it like 10 grand over MSRP, which is the same exact thing that they've been doing over the whole entire COVID period, and then they ban you from the dealership.
Yeah, bro.
So stupid, dude.
So
They're doing the
dirty.
exact same thing, so they can do it, but we can't. It's dumb, dude.
Really dirty, bro.
the people that work at the dealership do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's why I like Tesla, bro. You can buy your car through the app.
Yeah, but
Just
I don't
buy it
think
through
you
the
can resell it either. Like,
Tesla?
so yeah, they might ban you.
No, no, no.
bro. When
You can
I
resell them.
was when I was
People are
selling,
reselling them like crazy.
yeah, when I was selling TRXs, like back like during 2020, 2021 when they came out, like at the dealership, we were selling them like 15, 20 grand above sticker price.
They steal those things like crazy, the TRX.
That's that Hellcat engine at them.
Yeah.
People love that Hellcat engine.
Yes, they do. Just like King Ant. Man, it is a good one outside. 8.6 on the UV scale, on the UV ray scales. I got my beach.
I'm about to make a meme video of Ace on Pump Fun. You guys are gonna love it.
You know when Ace quit Pump Fun that this shit's really over. You know, if there was still $5 on there left to take, he would make sure he grabbed that off the table. But there's
Wait,
nothing
He's
left.
going in them spaces on another alt account. Trust me,
The
he's
only
still there.
the only thing left is a potato chip and some yarn. And Chaos is making sure he grabs that. Fucking 11K on Pump. Can't even get it to 11K anymore. That's crazy, dude. You can't even make it up. Like you actually can't make that shit up. It sounds like a joke. 11K. 11K market cap doesn't even mean 11K in liquidity. Market cap is a function of price, you know, supply and all these things. And 11K market cap, there could be like $10 in fucking liquidity, and they can't even get it to 11K market cap. That meta is 100% dead. 100%. But the base meta still seems to be kicking and, shall I say, rocking. Wink, wink. Did anybody stake their Rocky? You stake your Rocky books?
I did.
Yeah. Looks pretty. A lot of people are participating in that, which is hard to do, by the way, to get people to participate. Even though the rewards aren't anything like crazy, they're still pretty substantial. I think there was 50,000 Rocky distributed to everybody who staked, which is pretty cool. And let's see what else is going on, dude, in the ecosystem. Check it out. The fantasy card top, social fi bullshit. That seems to, they're still trying to push that narrative that Farcaster is going to replace X, which it hasn't done yet. So that's very interesting. But outside of that, dude, I legitimately think that until we get price, you know, that's the interesting thing about crypto is, you know, when the price is going up, so many new products are unveiling. People are bullish on random things. And more than ever, when the price goes down, I feel like people didn't used to do this as much. Like when the price went down, people just leave. They literally don't even show up. And it's very predictable. You know, price goes down 10%, 5%. In fact, even if it's sideways for 2 days, people no longer show up. And then, you know, when the pump comes back, they're so bullish and they've never been more bullish. I feel like last bull market, people stayed even when things were not pumping that hard. They were still here waiting for things to happen. Now I feel like that doesn't happen as much. Am I right about that? You guys feel that way? Or am I capping?
No, you're right.
And that's not even just on crypto Twitter. I feel like that's on YouTube, TikTok. I don't even know what's still going on with crypto TikTok. Do you get crypto videos on your TikTok books?
Yep.
Still?
Yep.
Do you watch them?
Yeah, I do. I like them. I watch
Anything
them.
good on there?
Nah, brother. No. Once in a while, you get a little gem, but other than that, it's just
And what kind of gem are they calling something or what is it?
not just calling, but like educating and teaching you shit.
Okay. Man, everyone really quit, didn't they?
Did the Rocky Coinbase like Twitter get suspended? Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, bro. Well, it was it got suspended the other day, and then because it got botted, the page got like mass botted, mass reported, and then they got it unbanned, and then it got rebanned again. And Gal is friends with the chief of legal at X, and got it unsuspended, and then he contacted them saying they were going to get it back permanently this time. But that's how hard, guys. There was a major layoff at X recently. And when I say major, I don't know the exact implications of the numbers, but you know, I was in the process of trying to get my accounts back, which I'm still trying to do it. But as of right now, it doesn't even matter if you have a lot of connections. It's still hard to get accounts back right now. Like the fact that this guy, he's friends with the chief of legal, and he's having trouble speaks volumes about how hard it is to get there. I don't know what's going on at that company. There's still a lot of broken things there, but yeah, it's hard
Yeah,
to get your accounts back.
I feel like every other day I have to verify my fucking account.
With like the Arcos thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing such shit or not?
No, not at all. I just post Rocky stuff, NFT projects. I don't do any such shit.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Just making sure. I don't get the Arcos challenge. Are you verified?
Yeah, I'm verified.
Okay. Yeah, the Arcos challenge. I mean, look, they're definitely trying to get rid of the bots. I mean, Elon Musk tweeted, when he first acquired the app, he said that he is going to kill the spam bots or die trying. They're definitely trying to get rid of them. But let me ask you guys, do you guys feel like there's still a lot of bots on this platform?
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
How's that possible then?
I have no idea.
Well, someone's putting on sunscreen right now. It is a gorgeous day.
Thought you were spray painting a wall.
Yeah, I'm just tagging this
Well,
wall. I just wrote.
so obviously they've been going around the CAPTCHA system for verification that they've had in place, and it's not been working. I think in large part due to a lot of the artificial intelligence that's being able to be integrated into these bot programs now. But I would think that what Elon wants to do with making each person pay to register an account might not even work though too, because these bot owners and a lot of these scammers that bought and use these bot metrics, like they have money, so they'll just pay for each individual account, would they not?
Well, it's not just a matter of paying. You need a cell phone. I think you need a cell phone. Like I think you need 2FA to verify. Am I right about that?
So
I
I'm not
remember him.
really.
I remember him saying it's gonna be here. Here was the idea behind it. Back in the day, it costed a fraction of a penny to make a bot, and then and and you could do a lot of damage with those kind of bots. So he was basically saying he wants to change it so that if you do want to buy, it's going to be $8 per phone, right? Or $8 per account, and you need a cell phone. So he basically said we're taking the cost of botting somebody from just a fraction of a penny to $8 a month plus the cost of a cell phone. Now you could also use an emulator on your computer, I'm sure, but I think they're also looking at like suspending that. He also said that it was going to take several years for this app to be fixed, like 4 years, he said, which is crazy. 4 years to fix a fucking app. I mean, I've talked about this before. Back in the day, in terms of crypto, the app was, dude, it really was the Wild West, and I can't help but think that Elon's changes or takeover of the app has affected crypto. As crazy as that sounds, I do genuinely believe that his takeover of this application has affected crypto. Because the underlying app is definitely a big driver in the types of conversations and the types of products that are pumping. I mean, you look at what happens when certain products hit mainstream or hit certain narratives, such as Bored Ape. If crypto Twitter didn't exist, I don't think Bored Apes would have even became relevant. Their relevance stemmed from the power that they had on crypto Twitter. And the thing about Bored Apes back in the past was that with a Bored Ape, you could make it your PFP, and that PFP and your account could have a lot of penetration, wink, wink, across crypto Twitter. The problem now is that the algorithm has now sort of sectioned off crypto Twitter, at least in my opinion, this is my anecdotal evidence. It seems that reach is down across the board and that they don't want crypto accounts to interact with the average account on crypto Twitter, which makes a lot of sense, right? This is why other applications like YouTube and Instagram and TikTok have been they've been pretty like intense with their suppression of crypto because it ruins the average experience on the app. Think about it. If you pulled up TikTok and you're a brand new user and you were going to see a bunch of new videos. For there to be crypto videos on there is a risk to TikTok, because you're in theory going to hurt the user. If a TikTok user finds a crypto video and they buy into a rug pool and they lose $200 and they associate that loss with TikTok, they're going to stop using TikTok. So the app and the people that are making these applications, and the reason I'm going through this is I genuinely want people to understand why an app would do something like this, and why it's affecting us. If you were sitting in a boardroom and you said, "Hey boss, we have the option. We can either allow crypto Twitter to go crazy and free, or we can suppress the fuck out of it. What would you like to do?" If that decision was put on your plate, ask yourself, what would you do? You would weigh the cost and benefit, like the pros and the cons of allowing crypto Twitter to succeed. And when you weigh out the pros and the cons heavily outweigh the pros of somebody going into crypto Twitter and finding their way here. To me, just based upon my understanding of social and the dynamics of everything, to me, that's why I believe that they're fucking over crypto. Amongst other reasons, I think the primary reasons are that majority of people that get into crypto end up getting fucked over, and they definitely don't want new app users to come across crypto. Now, what it means with crypto Twitter is that new people are not finding crypto Twitter unless they explicitly search for certain terms and certain things that are happening. Back in fall of 2021, you could have a brand new crypto Twitter account and you might see some NFT tweets, because uh, it's also been noted that crypto Twitter makes up a big portion, or at least used to make up a big portion of the people that use Twitter or X, which I still actually I prefer the term Twitter. I don't like the rebrand, by the way, coming from Mr. Brandman. But a big portion of people that use Twitter or X are crypto people, crypto NFT people. It was a huge percentage of the people that actually use the app, but they didn't give a fuck. But back in the day, in 2022, you could boot up a new account. You might catch a Bitcoin tweet. You might catch an ETH tweet. You might catch a Bored Ape tweet, because those tweets were going viral. Now you make a new account, it won't even graze you. Even when I go on my timeline today, even though I'm completely into crypto, I see some stupid shit on there. I see war stuff. I see people getting their head chopped off. I see Tucker Carlson. Sometimes I see a guy eating a whole cheeseburger in one bite, and I have to click the top right button that says, "I'm not interested in this bullshit. Please get it off my timeline." And then 5 minutes later, there's a video of somebody eating an entire fucking plate of bacon fries. I'm like, how does this stuff keep showing up on my timeline? So they're
Mark,
definitely
watch a
going.
pin post with sound on. Tell
What is
me
it?
it's not spot on. I said watch it with sound on and tell me it's not spot on.
Let me see here. It won't let me bring up the people in the request books. Will you bring them up?
Yeah.
I can't add another co-host either. What is it?
So watch the video
Okay.
with sound
All
on.
right.
Tell me it's not spot on.
What about it?
You get it?
What?
In the beginning, the guy is teaching like a tutorial on how easy it is to remove Porsche headlights. And then the thief packs his bag and leaves the house, and you see
Uh-huh.
pictures of every Porsche with missing headlights.
Uh-huh.
That's Ace when he discovered Pump Fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. I thought you were talking because he bought the Porsche, but yeah, dude, 100%. That shit's completely over with. That shit's completely over with. And overall, Pump Fun, I don't think Pump Fun was good for. Pump Fun was not good for the ecosystem at all. I think Pump Fun
It was good a month before we all got into it. Like I remember Yildosaurus and them in the group chat, they were heavy into it. That's when it was pretty decent.
And then what happened?
We fucking
What?
we ruined it.
Well, you can't blame the Jeets. Because I don't think anybody is like actually a G. I mean, you're a G.
It becomes a situation where you're launching your own tokens and you're shilling them to your people and you're dumping on them. It's just not right. It's not fair. That's
Yeah.
what ended up happening. Everyone started launching their own shit, pretending they're not the founder, and raping and wrecking everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair play.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that.
Mm. That shit killed so much momentum. Well, I mean, there was a combination of things that killed that momentum. But I don't know, dude. It's already summer, and I'm not getting pump. I don't know. I'm not getting pump vibes books. I'm just not. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am.
Do you think
Well,
that could change around for you based on if the ETF gets approved or not?
bro, I don't think that ETF's getting approved.
I don't think so either. But what if it does?
I mean, the fact that they have
Well,
it.
the
So,
opposite of what the majority's saying, guys. Always remember that.
well, the majority says it's gonna pass.
The majority is saying it's not going to pass.
Well, when did they start saying that? Because all January and February and March, they were jerking off to it,
Well,
saying it was gonna
recent,
pass.
like over the last 30 days, it's not going to pass as the majority because someone came out and said it's not going to pass. Someone big.
Well, I think there's
I think
reasons.
Justin Sun from Tron said it. Multiple big people said it.
Well,
If they were going to deny it, they would have done it already. They wouldn't keep pushing it back. They're trying to find reasons to deny it.
To be real with you, bro, you can't really push back a deadline, so I don't even know how they pushed it back.
Another question for you, too. Do you really think they care that much about bots in this space when the number one space in X is consistently botted, never has any less than 3,500 people in it, no matter what type of space it is, and charges $50,000 per space unless he's shilling his own bags?
Yeah, man. I think the bots that they're going for are ones that are damaging the user experience. Is what I'm guessing. You know, when
There's a
you
difference between growth hacking and damaging. Like when you comment
yeah.
MetaMask and they tell you, click here, this is MetaMask support bot.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. Or like the nudes in the profile bot, or when you type the word crypto and you get a comment that says best thing ever, and then it's a quote tweet of somebody saying, I make 5 ETH a week shoving fuck pine cones up my ass type of thing. That's the bots that are just heavily destructive, or the fake Zagabond, or the fake gold pages, which I feel like are also a huge problem. Um, you know, in efforts to clean up the application, they've essentially put a giant blanket trying to stop the problem. There's a fire, right? You know, a fire blanket, you just throw the blanket over the fire and try to stop the fire from engulfing everything. When doing that, innocent accounts are going to get fucked and some bots are going to be able to live on. That's why people's profiles are getting suspended here. That's why they're wiping out random accounts. They have a known internally, they know that there's going to be casualties, but they need to do it anyway. It was just like the COVID vaccine. They released the COVID vaccine, and this is a little bit tinfoil hatty, but they released that COVID vaccine knowing that it was gonna fuck some people up for sure. Even though they said it was safe and all this stuff, they knew that thing was gonna fuck some people up, and it did. It did. I mean, even young people are, you know, arteries and all that stuff. But generally, for most people, it had, you know, the ability to prevent COVID. It actually did, but it had a lot of side effects that were really bad as well. So Twitter is basically saying, hey, we're willing to lose 20%, whatever the percentage is. We're willing to lose 20% of our users in order to kill 90% of the bots. You know, everything is calculated. I don't think Elon's not sitting there in some room saying fuck Ace or fuck the Dogeable Dogs account. He's not doing any of that. He's in a room and they're saying, how far are we willing to go in terms of punishing real users in order to destroy the bad users? And the reality is we don't really contribute that much to Twitter. I mean, I know we like to think that we're so important here and we deserve fair, equal, good treatment. We don't contribute that much. One blue check mark is $8 a month, or in some cases $20 a month, whatever the price is. The real contributors to the application are advertisers. And advertisers want to make sure that they're getting their dollar bills when they're paying, and they want to make sure that they're getting their values worth. They also want to make sure that they're placing their ads on good content that's not like obscene or not safe for work or bad. Those are two big things, right? They want their content to be on good things, and they want to get a good return on investment. You wouldn't put a Disney ad on top of a beheading video in the Middle East. Oh wait, maybe you would because it's Disney and they're corrupt, but you wouldn't put a Coca-Cola ad on top of a beheading video. They don't want that. Likewise, you wouldn't want to run a Coca-Cola ad on a wallet drainer post, right? So they're concerned about those things too. And then also, when I'm paying for an ad, I'm paying for impressions like CPI. So when I or CPC like cost per click or view, you could do view types of ads as well. When I'm paying for an ad, I want to make sure that it's going to real people, not bots. And if a lot of the app is still filled with bots, advertisers are going to get fucked. So the reason that there's so much of this onslaught, I think it's a complicated issue, and I would love to have a dialogue with Twitter. It's impossible to reach anybody at that organization, but I genuinely believe that they're trying to serve the advertisers and protect new users from this. I mean, it is what it is, guys. Is X going to be the perfect application? I don't know. They want to do X payments where you can set up your bank account. They want you to put your ID in here and all this shit. I'm thinking to myself, how can this be my bank account? Why would I use X as my bank account when every day when I wake up, I just have this feeling in the back of my mind that my account's going to be suspended? Doesn't everyone feel like that? Because if not, you should. Which is crazy. You
Walking
could
on
wake.
eggshells.
You're walking on and not even walking on eggshells, brother. Like that Bark Media account that got suspended, it had 2 tweets. One of the tweets was the mic drop emoji, and the other one was like time to. It was like welcome to no first. The first one was welcome to Bark Media, and the second one was a mic drop emoji, and it had the Bark Media logo, and that account got suspended. So it doesn't even matter if you're walking on eggshells or not. Every day when you wake up in your crypto Twitter account, there's just some fucking chance that you're gonna get wiped, and it just sucks, bro. Because a lot of people rely on this app for income and everything, and they built a lot of things on here, and the fact that even exists is crazy. But my complaints mean nothing. I'm just trying to give some insight as to why some of these things are happening or may be happening. So, but it is important. It is important because it affects our industry a lot. When you're in an industry built upon speculation, the voices and the narratives matter a lot. When it comes to the stock market, which is also a lot of speculation, right? The stock market is speculation on future company value. Although there is speculation in the stock market, it's not based upon thin air. It's based upon a lot of things, such as cash flow, it's earnings, employees. It's based upon inventory, growth, that kind of thing. There's so many different ways you could value a stock. Although some stocks are way more speculative, like Tesla or Nvidia, most stocks are really based upon company value and where you think the company is going. In crypto, we are 100% speculative. I mean, even Bitcoin, as much as I would hate to say it, Bitcoin is still speculative. It really is. And could Bitcoin go to zero? I mean, I don't think it would ever go to zero outside of it being completely outlawed. But could they outlaw Bitcoin and all other cryptos and force us into CBDC? Guys, it's not impossible. It's really not impossible. So that's why I think, make your fucking money right now because the future is still so unknown. And I used to think that crypto was going to solve all the problems and that the government would never be able to touch it. In fact, I used to tell people that. I used to say this is free from the government control. This is outside of anybody's hands. And, I used to be kind of my tagline for crypto. I was like, it's like magic internet money. No one can touch it. But nowadays, I don't feel that way about crypto, and the government certainly can touch it. And if they want to get rid of it, they will get rid of it. I saw a clip yesterday, which I thought was pretty interesting. Did anybody see the roast of Tom Brady? Anybody catch that? Of course, I didn't watch any of it
Of course
outside
I
of his.
did.
All right, dude. All right. That was kind of aggressive.
Well, I mean, I'm from Boston, Tom Brady. Patriots, like, what do you think?
I don't know. But I didn't
Did
watch
you
the
see
whole
the part
thing.
about Kim Kardashian bark?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that
This
shit was
dude.
great. Yo, that shit was great.
What
And then
was it?
this dude trolled her and was like, just called her out. And it was just
Called her
crazy.
out for what?
For um just some of her activities that she likes to do after dark.
No, yeah,
For being a cum dumpster.
no, for liking black dicks, athletes specifically.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Dude, if that's what was said, then say it, King Ant. Why are we beating around the
I know.
bush?
Why are you beating around the bush?
What are you,
Because
a
that's not
landscaper,
what
bro?
was said. That's not what was said.
What was said?
It was just
She got
parties and
called a
end
cum dumpster.
zones.
She got
You
called a
know?
cum dumpster verbatim.
Vagina, a
No.
whale vagina. A whale vagina that all the men do touchdowns in her end zone. The whole NFL.
What was said? I feel
Oh
like I'm
my
being lied to.
god.
The whole NFL does touchdowns, has done touchdown dances in her end zone.
Is that true? I don't even, dude. I don't follow any of that shit.
Yes, it's true.
I'm so unbothered by celebrities and what happens in Hollywood and even
Agreed.
sports. I
I
don't pay
still would
attention
though.
to
I
it.
don't care about the end zone or the
All right,
touchdown.
dude. All right, dude. All right, dude. All right, dude. Let's settle down, Webb. Okay, let's settle down. Yeah, dude. Okay, I'd still buy a Lamborghini. All right, dude. Okay, all right, whatever, bro. All right. Yeah, all that Hollywood movies, entertainment, even sports, dude. I watch the Super Bowl maybe once every other year, like maybe the NBA Finals. That's it, and that doesn't make me better than anybody. I'm not saying so. All that shit is just such a waste of time, bro. It's such a waste of time. If I'm gonna waste my time, I'm gonna waste my time doing something that I would really enjoy. But like right now, I'm laying out in the sun, which is a complete waste of time. Actually, I'm getting tan, so there's a value exchange. But that crypto, there was a crypto joke made last night. You see it? Some bitch, I don't know what her name was, with blonde hair. Summer,
Nikki Glazer.
don't even know who that is.
She's awesome. She's awesome. No, she's the queen of roasts for sure. That girl, she's pretty good at the roast stuff. She's got quite a few highlights from different roasts, but last night was definitely her best night by far. She fucking absolutely roasted those guys. If you watch the full thing, but yeah, she made a joke about crypto not being real money.
It made me so bullish. It made me so bullish, bro. There was a joke. I don't know if somebody wants to play it because I'm about to butcher it. Does anyone want to play it before I butcher it?
You're talking about when she made fun of Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
The FTX thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, someone should play it.
Someone play it. King Ant, you got it?
No, I do not. I tried to find clips of this thing.
It's on Borovic. Borovic tweeted it. Like, are you outside or do you have another phone right now? Or a laptop?
No, I'm outside with the pups.
He's in the lobby for Fort.
No, I'm not.
Books, you got it, or you want me to just say
Nah,
it?
I need somebody to do it.
Okay. She basically
I could find it
said,
for you.
how quickly?
Give me a minute. You just gotta run
All right, I'm just
upstairs.
gonna say it. I don't have a minute. She basically said, shout out to Tom for losing $30 million in crypto. Like, come on, dude. Like, even Gronk knew that wasn't real money, and everyone just started like cracking up. And she did an impression of Gronk. She was like, "Me know that not real money," and everyone was just cracking up. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, first off, it was the least funny joke I've ever heard in my life, by the way. So I don't know where like the queen of roast came from. The least funny joke I've ever heard in my life. And then number two, they were all laughing about crypto not being real money when they're all sitting there holding the US dollar, Canadian dollar, whatever the fuck that they're holding. They're clinging on to fiat, making fun of crypto. And it's just so ironic that it's just so much irony, because I know that in just a few years, they will all be holding crypto. And I know that they'll all be shilling crypto as well. It kind of reminds me of historical trends. When technology is new and people don't understand it, instead of trying to figure out what the technology is about or what's going on, they mock it, because it's way easier to mock something that you don't understand than it is to have humility and say, hey, I don't understand this. Saying that you don't understand something is tough. It takes humility. You got to say, hey, I don't understand this. Can somebody explain it to me? But instead, they'll make fun of it because it's way easier for them to make fun of it than it is to research it. And they're laughing about crypto, hanging onto fiat, which is if the U.S. dollar was a crypto, it would be the shittiest fucking coin in crypto. The U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is the worst fucking token, and it's down like 30% over the past few years from inflation. They're hanging on to that, and the government is printing it into the oblivion. It's inflationary, and they're laughing about crypto hanging onto the dollar. It was just hilarious, and I commented on Borovik's post. I said, we're so fucking early, because we are. We are so early. That kind of stuff makes me want to go buy more crypto. I'm not even joking. It makes me want to go buy more fucking crypto, thinking about how bad these people are. And if you want any confirmation that of this kind of trend, go look at early accounts of the first vehicles, right? When cars first started hitting the road, people were so attached to horses, like, oh, you can never replace a horse. A horse can climb up a mountain. A horse can go for, a horse can live and be all these different things about horses, because society was built to support horse and horse travel. It wasn't built for cars. Society and culture hadn't adapted. And then just a few years later, you pretty much didn't even see a horse on the road. It took just a few years, less than a decade, for horses to basically become irrelevant outside of niche applications. So the same thing happened as well with the internet. The internet was mocked as a fad. The internet was mocked as some sort of incel culture, or whatever you want to call it. It was mocked. The internet was mocked. And now the people that made fun of the internet are dead, or are using the internet, or they're in a potato in a nursing home. So the same thing will happen with crypto. It's just a matter of time, right? You basically need people to die for crypto to be adopted in a crazy way to think about it. Elon Musk has a famous quote in regards to change, and he said that people don't often change their mind; they just die, which is a little bit morbid. But there is a lot of truth to that. People don't change their mind, they just die. If people didn't die, the world would never improve. The world would not improve. If people get comfortable, they get locked in their own ideas, and death and life is new life, and death is what moves society forward. And I look at these kids. I look at kids these days. I don't look at kids. That's not what I meant. I just look at the next generation. I'm Gen Z, and then we have the I generation, which follows me. And my generation and the following generation are probably the least understood generation of people. They're so misunderstood. Young people, they're so misunderstood. And Gen Z is I'm the cutoff for Gen Z. I was born in 1998. Actually, I'm born in 1998. So Gen Z is basically 26 years old and below. And there's another generation. It's called the I generation, which I think they're around 9 or 10 years old. They have no economic power. My generation, Gen Z, has very, very limited economic power. Right now, baby boomers and Gen X control the power, control the economic decision-making and power. And the millennials are slowly creeping up in terms of economic power. Gen Z has very, very little, and the I generation has nothing, literally nothing. They're just kids. But these younger generations are so misunderstood. But me being in this generation, I see it with my own eyes. I understand it. The way that I view the world is completely different than somebody born in 1960. And it didn't always used to be that way. The generational gaps were much longer. Like the length of a generation was much longer. And the differences from generation to generation were much smaller. Before electricity, when we just had random shit and we were little house on the prairie, 100 years could pass and the only invention was a fucking lantern. Think about that, or some sort of fucking, some pistol that you could put gunpowder into. That was the invention. Nowadays, we develop a new processing chip every 2 years that is twice as fast as the previous one. Technology has gotten so fast. So the gaps between generations are much smaller. And with that being said, you know, a boomer, and this might sound crazy, but and for anyone that's young too, I know Tall is younger. For anybody that's young,
What
you
do you
guys
mean?
are.
I'm older than you. I was born in '97.
I know, but I'm saying that you're younger too. You're younger.
Oh yeah. Right.
You're a younger guy. You know, we see the world in a completely different lens, and you know, we grew up with technology. You know, we grew up with social media. We grew up with the internet. We grew up with realistic gaming. We grew up with connectivity. We grew up with virtual points. We grew up with digital skins and assets. We understand the world, and these boomers, they just don't understand it. Even I can talk to smart boomers, right? And when I say smart, there's a few different ways to measure intelligence. You can have actual intelligence, you can have knowledge, you can have wisdom. There's all these different types of knowledge or experience. But you can talk to a smart person who is a boomer, and no matter how much studying they do, they will never see the world through the lens of somebody my age. They just can't. You literally can't. Just how I can't see the world through the lens of their eyes. I can't see. I'm not 60 years old. I don't know what it's like to have that kind of wisdom. But I have the life experience of a young person. And when I see boomers laughing at the technology that my life really is functions around and mocking it, it just makes me so much more confident in the success of what's going to happen next. And the only way that crypto is really going to be adopted, and it sounds crazy, or in the next phase is going to happen, is people dying. The people in Congress need to die, and it sounds crazy. I'm not trying, or retire. Maybe death is a little bit extreme, but they need to leave. They need to go into retirement homes.
Well, at
And
this point,
yeah,
they need to die, right? Because they've been in office for so long. Wouldn't you
I mean,
agree?
I'm not hoping that they die. I'm not actually hoping that they die. I would never wish someone's death.
Yeah, that's the only way to get out of Congress and the Senate. I thought was to die. I thought you were their
Yeah, I
program
mean, look at
for this
what
time to get
happened
elected.
with Senator Feinstein. I mean, she was literally almost incapable of speaking in coherent thought, and they kept like wheeling her up there to vote, like as she was on her deathbed, like not even mentally all there. It's crazy. Like these
Is
people are
Mitch
trying to stay
McConnell
in
is Mitch
power as
McConnell
long as
still in office?
possible.
Is Mitch McConnell still serving
Yes,
active? What
yes.
the?
Dude has a stroke literally every third fucking interview that he does with the
They don't
press. He
interview.
literally has a
They don't
stroke
interview him
in the
anymore.
middle of
I
it.
don't think they interview him very much anymore.
No,
No.
they had to stop because he kept having strokes in the middle of the interviews.
That's crazy, dude. I can't believe that guy's still in there. It's a joke, dude. They do need to die.
The approval rating for Congress is something like 15%, and something like 90% of them are going to get reelected. That's how much of a fucking joke that this whole system is. And I'm not picking on Americans because believe me, Canadians are just
I think
fucking
Nancy
bad.
Pelosi still looks pretty good for her
Bro,
age.
she's 85 years old.
I would.
She's 80. No, I
Did
think
you
she's
guys see when
82.
she got that face?
You're sick, Webb. Webb, you're
Did
sick.
you guys
You're sick.
did you guys see when she got the facelift and her eyebrows were halfway up her forehead?
I did not see that.
Like these people, dude, these people, fucking, it's like Weekend at Bernie's, except there's like there's like 40
But
of
just
them.
imagine all the really.
What's up, Webb? You're rugged.
I said, just imagine all the information that you could get, the insider, the real deep inside information.
You are sick, dude, and you deserve the bullying. That's what I'm talking about. As well.
Did you ever see the
You got
interview?
What interview?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut Webb off. No, she did an interview with I think it was a late night host, and she was doing this interview where she had this homemade refrigerator. So it was basically like it was a refrigerator that was designed specifically for her home, and it was full of like all these gourmet chocolates and like ice cream, and like it was just so out of touch. I think it was during COVID that this happened, right? And like everybody commented on the video, like they couldn't believe what was going on, and it's crazy. Last night I was watching too. There's a woman that got fired from CNN and got fired from like NBC writing articles about how she went to dinner with a bunch of her close friends and didn't realize that they were actually closeted maggots. And for those of you that don't know, closeted maggots are MAGA supporters. But she literally called them maggots. I mean, this is what they think about people that can think for themselves.
Have you seen those like? Have you seen those pictures? It's radical right extremists like visualized, and it's just like a 1950s mom and dad and like two kids playing in a sprinkler with like a bicycle and like a dog rolling on the ground. Like, dude. You know, well, first off, real quick on Nancy Pelosi, there was an interview on MSNBC where she had said that under Donald Trump there was the most job losses in the past 20 something years. And then the interviewer says, well, that was because of COVID. That wasn't because of any policy. It was, all of it occurred during COVID. In fact, the job numbers were fantastic leading up to COVID. And then you just saw the little devil in Nancy Pelosi, her eyes opened up wide. And then you saw the snake eyes come out. Her pupils went vertical. And then a small lizard tongue came out of her mouth and she started hissing. It is insane, dude. It's also pretty insane how they've redefined what it means to be a radical right extremist. And I think in their efforts of going too far that they have fucked up. I think that they've gone, not that I think, they have gone way too far. Nowadays being a radical right extremist means either number one, you're white, or number two, that you believe in that a man and woman should have a family together and raise a family, and that a woman could stay at home and like take care of the kids so they're not indoctrinated into the school system, and that the dad can go to work and have one job and then afford everything. That's a radical right extremist. And their attempts to define radical right as just being a normal fucking law-abiding human I think it's gone overboard, which is why they're going to go to the extremes this election cycle. I was talking this morning. It does seem that this election cycle, comparatively to the past, has gotten it's gone so quiet. It's so quiet. It's you can almost hear a pin drop. The only thing that you really hear about is Joe Biden shitting his pants, right? It's not even funny anymore. It's just sad. It's just sad, right? When you see that kind of stuff, like him shitting his pants. I mean, I'm not even joking. I think he wears a diaper. And I think if you dropped a poll on crypto Twitter and you said, does Joe Biden wear a diaper? Yes or no? I think 70% of people would say yes, that he wears a diaper. And so that's all you hear about him. And then on the left, all you hear about is Donald Trump's fucking trial, his criminal trial, which is also so insane that that's even happening. What's up, Plague? Was that Plague coming up here?
Yeah, no, I was just going to. I was going to throw in something there, and I forget what I was going to say. But no, you're spot on. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, so the Letitia James, is she going to start charging every single entrepreneur in New York City that ever had a building built now with fraud because they overestimated their net worth to get a loan?
Yep.
Because that's literally every single developer in the city. But we only charge one. What does that tell you, right?
Bucks. Can you hear me, Bucks?
Yes, sir.
Did you see, who was it? Was it the New York governor, the mayor, someone saying that like black kids have never seen a computer? They don't know what computer is?
Yeah, bro.
What was that about?
I think it was the mayor of New York City.
I got to pin a tweet up at the top. This shit's so funny. Can you bring up
That
Ace,
piece
by
of
the way?
shit, corrupt mayor of New York City yesterday too said that Rikers Island is prepared for Trump as an inmate, yo.
What, Eric Adams?
Yeah. What a piece of shit, yo.
That dude's still crying about all the immigrants that are getting sent to.
He's a piece of shit, bro.
You guys got to watch the pin post with the volume on. I don't know who it is. I don't know who said it. I don't know what her position is. I think she's the mayor, governor, whatever. She said that like young black people don't know what computers are. This guy just like hovers.
Oh yeah, it was a female. You're right. I forget.
New York is
Most young liberal Democrats all think that black people can't vote because they can't get IDs.
Dude,
Like,
I don't know what they think. let me ask, who's the oldest person on stage right now?
Probably
It's
Plague.
probably me.
How old are you, Plague?
47.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's a geezer.
You're ancient, bro.
Still not a boomer, motherfuckers.
What is a boomer? I think, isn't it 60,
Plague
65?
is a doomer.
I think it's a 70s that cut
You're
off.
an
I think.
X?
I'm a Gen
You're
X.
Gen X?
Yeah.
You're the latchkey kid. Latchkey generation.
Dude, I was putting computers together when they first started coming out at like 15 years old. So
I was putting together Macintosh. Okay, let me ask you something, Plague. Back when you were younger, when you were in your 20s, was there this much political tension? Was it just different, or is it different now?
no, it's different because the education systems are polarized to one side. They're not educating kids; they're turning them into activists. You're seeing the same thing that Mao used in communist China to overthrow the government and secure his position
Mouse? You mean like
as supreme dictator.
You mean Mouse? You mean the guy that's writing the hate thread on us right now?
Yes, definitely him too, for sure, 100%.
You said Mao.
But no, Mao was the leader of China.
Mao Zedong.
Yeah. Yes. So what he did was he used the university students, created the Red Army to overthrow, and just basically destroy the entire system, destroy all the all the tradition and all the customs and culture in China, and then overtook the government and replaced it. And this is almost like to a T exactly what's happening today. The government and all these fucking Marxist pigs are turning children and young adults into people that cannot think for themselves. That they can't do anything without being told what to do. Like there's no independent thought these days.
Well,
it's very difficult for employers.
I'm a kid.
No, but you're intelligent. There's a difference. I mean, you're there's two types of smarts, right? Like there's book smart and there's street smarts. I think we all recognize that, right? Like somebody that's extremely book smart is helpless sometimes when they're on the streets, right? Because they just don't understand.
Like King Ant.
Yes, okay. Yes. I mean, the bandana, sometimes he fits in, but not
King Ant,
sir, not
King
the do-rag.
rides a Hellcat with a do-rag and puts his window down and says what's up to people on the street.
Yeah, and the first they look at him and go, "What are you, a Fed? Like, get the fuck out of here." But anyways, no, the world is a lot more polarized. We used to have a lot of community when we were younger too. We don't have that anymore, and people are searching for it. And unfortunately, they're finding it in things like government. Like we used to trust in the church. The church used to be the one that solved all our problems. We used to give all our money to the church, and they would take care of people. And the government has slowly, over the past 100 years or so, done everything in their power to replace the church and essentially quiet it down and push it down to a point where it literally has no power in society today. And now the message is, don't put your faith in God, put your faith in government. Trust us, we're going to help you, which is the last thing you want, because none of these people have any of your best intentions at heart.
The family unit and books, by the way, can you bring up Webb and Ace? Actually, maybe not bring up Webb. It's very nice and quiet up here. Or you can bring him up, but he gets one strike. Can you bring him up? There's definitely a shift away from family and community towards individualism, especially in my generation. I can get the data for you, although I'm currently laying out, soaking up the sun. I want to soak up the sun. I need to put that song on after this. That song's a banger.
I want to tell everyone.
I can get the data for you. The numbers are shocking. The amount of people who are under the age of 25 that don't have any friends, or they don't do anything, or they don't go on dates, or they literally don't do anything. The amount of people who are genuinely alone. And I think part of that is there's a few reasons for that. There definitely is a crisis right now, and there's a great, I guess you could call him, I mean, he's a you call him a scholar. I don't know what the technical definition is. He's in a higher education type of guy. His name is Scott Galloway, and he used to focus a lot on business and Fortune 500 and why certain companies are succeeding, etc. Now he focuses more on like socio-political type of issues, and one of the things he's really narrowed in on is there's this problem happening right now. There's this dilemma, not dilemma. It's worse than that. It's this problem in America with young men, and how young men are being the target of this. Oh, it's an epidemic is the word I'm looking for. There's an epidemic with young men, where young men are broker than ever, more alone than ever, more depressed than ever, anxiety, all that kind of stuff. And look, I don't subscribe to anxiety or mental health or any of that stuff like that as well. Many of you that know me know that I think a lot of that is just bullshit anyways. I'm very content with everything, but again, I might just be naive to that world. But there's a big problem in the world right now with young men, and there's a reason that young men are being targeted, because young men are really the only people that can revolt. And I don't know, Tall, if you can relate to this, but most young men, I think it's some crazy number. I think it's, I want to say it's 79% of men 25 or younger don't have a single friend, like a single IRL friend. It's like some crazy number. I know it sounds ridiculous, dude, but they don't have a single IRL friend. And I can see a couple reasons why that might be true. You know, most of my friendships now, I mean, the overwhelming majority of them are online. You know, people that are here, like on crypto Twitter, or friends that I have online, or friends that I would go to Vegas with and hang out with. But I don't just walk outside and text, you know, Jimmy down the street, hey, Jimmy, you want to go get a cheeseburger today? And maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. But there is this giant thing that's happening right now. In fact, there's a whole interview on it. There's two videos from Scott Galloway. Number one was a TED Talk, which is why young people are fucked in this country, which I highly suggest you go watch. It's about 18 minutes. And then there's an hour and a half long video in regards to what's happening with young men today. So if you're a young guy under the age of, I would say, 28 or 27 years old, you should go watch this as well, because it might help the world make a little bit more sense to you in regards to what's going on in our lives right now, and why we feel the way that we do. It's not by accident. Just think about the risks of being a young guy in regards to, you know, okay, so like why aren't young people starting families? Well, because it's
too expensive.
Yeah, it's literally impossible to start a fucking family. It's way too expensive. With both parents working, and this is generally speaking, this is not to me or to anybody on stage, this is generally speaking. Two people working full time, making an average salary of $46,000 a year is like 90 something after taxes, expenses, all in, leaves, and cars and everything, insurance and everything. You cannot afford a child. And even if you could afford a child, you cannot have two parents working with a child, because daycare is going to be crazy. Like, it's physically impossible to have a fucking kid. And the amount of people under the age of 30 who said that they're willing to start, or they're looking to start a family, the number went from around, I want to say it was 79%. Forgive me for my statistics. I just try to remember things. So it's somewhere in the range. And if it's off completely, please correct me. But it was something along the lines of 70 to 80% of people just a decade, 2 decades ago were interested in starting a family, has now fallen to below 30% of people under the age of 30 say that they want to start a family. That's a big problem. That's a really big problem. The other thing which has really impacted the ability for young men to start families is, I mean, you can call it radical feminism, you know, empowerment, and this sort of like boss chick type of stuff, which has really corrupted a lot of the minds of young women into not like chasing careers versus chasing a family, and climbing the corporate ladder, thinking that they need to make all this money, and foregoing having kids and starting a family, and then waking up one day at like 37 years old, 40 years old, 45 years old, and not even being able to start a family. And It's just things are very weird right now. They're just very weird right now. They're just very, very, very weird right now. And it's not easy to be a young person. I guess, Tall, you could probably relate to me more than anybody else on stage.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know how you feel about it.
not only that, the other thing too is with so the societal standard of the man has to make more than the woman. Like the dating pool in terms of women is shrinking exponentially because women are becoming more and more educated, and there's a bunch of working class men that they make good money, they make decent money, but they're not making like $80,000-$90,000 a year. So when women are looking for their partners, they're looking at about 2% of the male population, and it's excommunicating a bunch of men from the dating pool. So that further exasperates the issue of male loneliness that we're having, and just loneliness in general. And as far as like that not having IRL friends thing, I would say that it's gotten worse for me over time. I went from having about 10 IRL friends to having about two. So,
And
I,
how often do you see those two friends?
uh,
Honestly, I'm not here to judge you at all. I'm like the same fucking boat, dude.
no, I'm in the same boat. Like I see them maybe every couple of months or so.
Okay, so basically, like, yeah, they're there, but you're not like grabbing cheeseburgers every Friday.
No, no, no,
But
no,
yo,
no.
that's a fact of
So
life. As you get
one of
older,
them I see
you lose
often.
friends.
But
Like
Webb, we're not old.
I don't think it's a generational thing. You
One
literally
of them I
lose
Webb, we're
see
friends
not
as
old.
you
often
get
We're
because he
older.
fucking
goes to my
20, bro.
gym. So like I see him at the gym all the time, and we'll like chill at the time. But in terms of like hanging out and like chilling and like going to go get a beer with the bros, it's like every 1 to 2, 3 months. Just depends. It comes in swings and levels.
That's why I have Toby.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, Ace, how old are you, Ace?
A fact of life.
All right, hold on a second, Webb. Bro, when you say it happens as you get older generations, bro, we're 26. If there's ever a time that we should be outside of college, it's now. Like in theory, like
Well, who do you got to blame for that
I'm
though?
not blaming. I'm
Is
not
it
blaming it.
yourself? Or,
I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming. Who do I? There's not. It's not a matter of who. I'm not looking
yeah,
to
it
blame.
is.
I'm trying to dissect what the cause is.
The cause is you guys are a bunch of incel nerds and you don't want to go
No,
out.
no,
Uh, uh,
no. I'm not saying I'm not an incel
listen,
nerd. Actually, you're right.
yeah,
You know what? You're right on that.
yeah.
I'm an incel nerd, and
My
I
Well,
don't like
stepson's
going out.
24 years old. My stepson's 24 years old. He's having a kid. He's figuring it
Well,
out.
I
He's
don't
doing
know.
his own thing.
I don't know if
So
having a kid at
it
20,
can be done. It can be
he couldn't
done.
pull
It's
out.
just a matter of
Is he married?
are you willing
Is
to
he
do it?
married?
Can you man up? Can you come to the
I was
Is
plate?
he?
20 when I had a
No.
kid. It
Is
worked
your
out
son
just
married,
fine, Mark.
Webb? Webb, is your son married?
No. What does that have to do with anything? Why does he need to be
I'm just
married?
asking you a question.
I had 2 kids. I had 2 kids out of wedlock.
Yeah, but wouldn't you prefer your son to be married?
No.
Why?
I'm not a proponent of marriage. I'm not a supporter of marriage. It's a contract at the end of the day that locks you down and puts you in a position where you got to get out of that contract in order to get out of that situation. And life shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be contractual. It should be you love somebody and you're gonna be there for them regardless of what fucking piece of paper you sign.
Yeah. Nothing says I'm gonna be here for you no matter what. Like not having something binding, so I can leave you at any moment.
Yeah, see, that's terrible. It's called loyalty. It's called being a fucking man or a woman and sticking to your word. It's not a word is bond. You know what I mean? I shake on it, I tell you I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna handle it. It's not a matter of, oh, I need to sign this documentation. No, if I front some drugs from you and I say I'm gonna pay you back, I'm gonna pay you back. This is how it works.
How old are you, Em?
37.
37. How old were you when you had a kid?
I was 21, almost 21 when my daughter was born. She's turning 16 this summer.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Leave it to a 37-year-old to tell me what it's like to be a young 20-year-old.
I have a 24-year-old that lives in my house. I know exactly what it's like.
Webb, I had a question for you.
Get him tall.
What's
Get
up?
him tall.
No, 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 no. This is an actual serious question because personally, like, I feel like in the future when I have kids, like, I'm extremely scared for when I have a daughter, if I have a daughter, for her to grow up in the environment of the world that we currently have today. I didn't know.
See, but that That's a fear that you got to get over, because at the end of the day, it's all about who and how you are as a parent, and how you nurture and protect your children, and how you bring them up as
No,
well,
Right.
and how you teach them right from wrong. It doesn't matter about what you can't predict or change whatever happens in this fucking world, and you can't let that deter you from wanting to
No, I'm not saying that
your life
it's
forward and have
deterring
kids.
me, but like I wanted to know if you felt that same fear and that same anxiety as you were raising your daughter, like as like how things are, because I think in terms of raising a young woman in this world, the ability for her to get led astray by the forces that be is exponentially worse than what it used to be.
Yeah, I guess, but again, it's comes down to how you are as a parent. Are you involved? Are you around? Are you nurturing? Are you caring? Or are you just like a strict asshole? Like, it really depends on what you do. Like, my daughter knows she can come to me for anything,
you could do everything
anytime.
right as a parent, and your kid could still be fucked up, bro.
Yeah, of course.
I think what Tall is
But
saying is, even if he did
I
everything
think that
right,
making mistakes as a parent,
his daughter could become fucked up, and
yeah, they could, especially if you're trying to be like like a strict or by the book parent. Like, the kid needs to see their parent mess up and own up to what they do and make mistakes and learn from mistakes too. That's how they get better as a parent, and that's how children get to see that their parents aren't perfect. If you're trying to paint a perfect picture for your kid to make them think you're perfect, you're being fucked up, because there's no perfect
he
parent
didn't
in
say
I
reality.
he
think
was trying to be. He didn't say he was trying to be perfect, bro. He was basically saying that, like, where society is different today and it's going to be different. Like, think about when you had your kid, Webb, to where society has gone today, to where it's going to be by the time that Tall's kid would be a teenager, right? Where they're highly influenced and they're going to school and they're on fucking whatever the next TikTok is. And you think to yourself, man, is that really an environment that you want to be raising your kid in? Like, honestly.
Do you think it was really an environment that people wanted to raise their kids in the 50s and 60s, when fucking there was segregation and all kinds of fucked up shit going on, or even further back in time?
Well,
Like, there's always been shit that goes on
but
in there's no perfect world that you're gonna birth a kid
no,
into.
no. But what I'm saying is there's never been a time in history where you could have a son and your son says he wants to be a trans, and then you say, no, you can't do that, or you should probably not do that. And then the school takes them away from you, and then you go to jail.
Yeah, but I feel like that a lot of that shit is super extreme and not
Not
shit
really,
that really
bro.
you
Not
should have.
really.
It really is
No,
though.
bro,
Like,
not
if
really.
you it really is. It really is. I've raised two boys. None of them want fucking vaginas.
Well,
And
I'm
they
not
both like
saying that.
women.
I'm just saying, like, you're flipping a coin, bro, and you're just flipping a coin. Like, it feels like.
So
right.
so you're worried about that?
No, it's just
That's a
one thing.
deterrent for
That's
you?
just one thing. That's just one dynamic. The numbers don't lie. And next space that I do, I'm gonna come prepared with some statistics for you, Mister Webster, in regards to having kids and what it's like to be a young person these days. You're old as shit. I mean, you're way over the hill now, so you don't understand what it's like, Webb. Let's be real here.
No, but I've been through it, and I've
Yeah,
had,
but when you went through
similar
it, like, you
thoughts.
didn't even have
Like,
the internet.
what if I have a son and he's gay? I've thought about that. Or what if something fucked up happens to my daughter? I'll kill that
Okay, so what
motherfucker.
happens
So,
if your
like,
son
yeah,
was gay?
you
What
do
would you
have.
do?
I mean, I have to live with that. At the end of the day, I can't force nobody to do anything. You have no choice but to
What if
live
your
with it.
son wanted to
You can
become
be
what if your
supportive.
son wanted to be
You
a
can be
woman?
supportive, or you
What
cannot.
if your
Like, you
son
have a
wanted to
choice.
be a
That's it.
woman?
I'm not gonna support it, but I'm not gonna not love my son.
Okay. What if he says, if you don't support me, I'm never gonna talk to you again?
Then don't talk to me again. I haven't talked to my dad since I was fucking
Okay,
like
but that's a
10. So,
problem, bro. That's not that's not that's what we're saying.
but that's a choice that he would be making, or I would be making, or he would be making, to not
I
talk to
think
me.
what
Because
Tall
it's
is
not like
saying
I'm.
is I don't know what Tall's saying. I'm gonna let Tall speak for himself. Go ahead, Tall.
That's paranoid schizophrenia.
No,
Um,
no, none of that shit. None of that shit.
Motherfuckers worry
No,
too
I
much.
just
Just
I
take baby.
hope that by the time they get to that point in time and age, like that the world is in a better place than what it's at now. Because right now, I don't feel like it's a great environment to be raising a daughter in or a family in. And maybe Chaos can speak more on that because he has children as well. And I see him thumbsing me down over there. But like Yeah, no, I'm worried about all the different possibilities and probabilities of different influences and things that are outside of my control. Because at the end of the day, like I can set aside what morals and values I have, how I think is a good way to behave, how I think is the proper way to be. But when she gets outside of this house, the amount of influence that's out there in terms of the way society is going in a certain direction with, I don't want to call it whore culture, but it's almost whore culture. Like it's being pushed and promulgated as being normal, and there's nothing wrong with being sexually promiscuous as a woman, but to be like expressing that and pushing that out there to social media, like part of that doesn't really sit too right with me. But at the same time, like you're your own person and you can do your own thing. So that's a touchy subject in and of itself. But I don't know. Like
It's
Yo,
it's
every
haram,
dad
bro.
is worried
It's
about their
haram, bro.
daughter
These people
going
need
out
God.
throughout time. Like that's never changed. Like your daughter goes on a date, you want to beat up their boyfriend. Like it's always gonna be a thing that you want to protect your daughter. That's
Why do you want
natural.
to beat up
It's
their
just
boyfriend?
regard. Why not?
You want to beat up every girl that your daughter talks to, or every dude?
No, I let her talk to the girls. No, I don't want to, but it's just a
Like
natural
in your
thing
head, you
that
want to
you
beat
want to
them
protect
up
your
for
daughter.
like.
You want to let that motherfucker know, like, yo, you fuck with my
But
kid, I'll kill you,
I want to
type
get
shit.
Chaos to chime in on this because I know he has kids, right? Chaos, don't you?
Yeah, no, I definitely have kids, but also, man, like men are promiscuous too, dude. Like I know some men that are some straight whores, where they sleep with girls like 5 times a week, dude. So it's not just all on the women at the end of the day. You could raise the right man, you could raise the right woman, and they'll still end up, you know, doing that type of stuff. So I don't know, like I don't think, as Webb said, there's like a right way or a wrong way to raise your kids. To be honest, they're going to become their own person. But what I do believe is that they have to learn from their mistakes also. So I'm very big on educating my kids. I don't hit them. I've never, put them in timeout, like none of that shit. It's all about talking them
Yeah, I don't think
through.
none of that shit either. Punishment, none
Yep.
of that. That don't
It's all
happen.
talking them through. And as a man that's raised my kids, I didn't have a mother, I didn't have a father. I was raised by my grandmother. At the end of the day, like I apologize to my kids constantly because I have bad days too. So it's important that they know when adults are wrong. Well, we're wrong sometimes as well. That we need to apologize, and I think at the end of the day, they'll also kind of follow in your footsteps. But I get what you're saying. I just don't think there's ever a right time. I had my kids when I was 20 years old. That was my first kid, and I was not ready. Like I told myself exactly what you guys are saying. I don't ever want to have kids. I mean, now I have a wife and a couple of kids,
Well, we
right?
didn't say that. I don't think we do. We I don't.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to have. I don't
Wow.
want to have
Well,
kids.
maybe not you, but there's other people who are like, 100% don't want kids, and I was one of those people because I had the same concerns. But I don't know. I don't think there's a fucking playbook or a rule book on how to raise your kids. There's not the right time, and they're gonna be their own person. Like my kid is 20 times better than I was as a fucking kid, and sometimes I even wonder how, to be honest. And I don't know. So, but yeah, I feel what you're saying, Tal. At the end of the day, and I think a lot of what I've done while raising my daughters um, is really just been talking them through shit like that. To be honest, that's it. Just talking to them, understanding where they're at, making sure that like every time they come home from school, how was school, making sure that I can help them regulate their emotions. When they mess up, obviously let them know, the mistakes they made, but at the same time, not be too overbearing because they have to make their own decisions. So it's hard, man. It's definitely complex. It's not for the weak for sure.
In terms of what Tal was saying, in terms of people being like promiscuous and everybody being promiscuous, that's definitely a fucking problem, dude. In regards to men versus women, in terms of being promiscuous, I'll say some shit here, and I'm happy to debate anybody on this. I think that I look at it in more of a traditional sense. I think that women are born with value inherently, and men are born with no value. And women are judged based upon their past. Men are judged based upon their future. And the reason being is men will date a McDonald's cashier, a woman at McDonald's, which is a cashier, doesn't care how much, most men do not care how much money a woman makes or what job they have or what degrees they have or what certifications they have. They look for different things. And for men, a lot women's past really does matter. And it's their responsibility to protect that past. And for women look at men and judge them based upon their future, like what they're going to become, right? That's why they're interested in things such as income and job and status and really what there's other things as well. This is generalizing to a degree, but I think a big problem with today and some of the things that Tal had already mentioned is that across the board, I mean, it just seems like promiscuous activity, just like people need God, I think that's, end all be all. I think that's a big part of it. Most people live a godless life, and it's a big problem, and are willing to do, just live their life in like complete haram at every which angle. And that's why I think it's hard for a lot of young people these days, because the family unit and like especially the church unit, and again, I'm not even a huge believer in church. I think that's got problems of its own. I just think just general principles of living a good life and being a good human being have been thrown out the window, and a lot of young women are not only like ruining their futures with being like with haram, but they're also focusing on things that don't matter, which are career and jobs and degrees and shit like that. Which, to be honest, as a young man, I couldn't give two shits about that at all, And I think a lot of other guys could agree with that. But society is telling them that they need these types of things, and it's empowering and it's good.
No, their boyfriend that sits on the couch and plays Fortnite all day and doesn't actually do anything is telling them they need to do that
No,
shit.
no, because they're not dating a boyfriend that's sitting playing Fortnite, brother. A guy that's promiscuous. Think about that for a second. For a guy to be promiscuous and to be with a ton of women that's not a common thing at all. Most guys have no luck. It's not easy to do that, right? And things that are difficult have value, right? Getting a six-pack is difficult, it has value. Getting a yacht is difficult, it has value. For a guy to be able to be like attractive to a lot of different people, or to be like successful in that realm, is difficult. Therefore, it has value. For a woman to get go get action is not difficult at all. Like it's not at all. And so the value is in the things that are tough. So like a woman being promiscuous is looked down upon, because it's very easy to do that. But for a guy to do that is not easy. And I'm not agreeing with either side of that. I think both are haram, but I just think that
Yeah, but isn't it only easy for the women because most guys will fuck anything?
no, I mean, yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. Like a woman could walk into any bar and leave within fucking 30 minutes, 10 minutes. But a guy could spend,
No, I
I
wouldn't
have,
say that that's what it is. I would say that the reason why it's easier for women is women control the access to sex, right? Women have to permit like sexual like contact in order for it to actually happen, right? Like that, and as do men, right? But women are the main controllers in terms of sex.
yeah, yep, and
No, see, it depends on
they're just letting it
depends on the
happen. They're just
level
letting
you're
it
shooting
happen, bro.
for.
Like my whole generation is haram, bro. Go look at any Instagram story. Walk down the street. Like I walk down this street I'll walk down the street at like 10 p.m. It's like this strip of bars right along the river, and I'll walk there with Atlas, and I'll just see just so much haram, bro. It's like it's just fucking sad, dude. It's sad. It makes me lose. Yeah, it kills a little bit of hope, bro. Like it kills a hope just for my generation, not just in general. It's just,
Did you ever see the hippies back in the day, like getting naked and dropping
bro.
fucking
That was
tab the
the
acid and like
hippies.
rolling in mud and doing wild
The
shit?
hippies were a very small group. I mean, there was a big movement, but it was a very small group of people. Yeah, they were doing haram shit, but the family unit still existed, is what I'm saying. It's different, bro. I'm telling you, Webb. Being young now has changed a lot. It's not what it's. And yeah, I know you have a son. You can talk to your son, but you're not in your son's body, right? It's completely different. Ask any young guy if you're under the age of 25 and you're a dude, hit the request button. And Books, if you see him request, go ahead and bring him on up.
Well, I know it's different. Like, listen, when I was 20 to 25, I was out in the streets trying to make money doing dumb shit. Like, I didn't give a fuck about really anything. It took me a while to learn how to give a fuck.
Yeah,
But yeah, Bark, I didn't know you were a millennial.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah, you
Gen
are.
Z.
Or you're Gen
Yeah,
Z. What? Oh, millennial stops in 96.
millennial
Was it
stops
96?
at 96, 97, like right in there.
Did you ever get to
You're
use
close.
MySpace, Bark?
No,
Yeah,
no,
there were some
Huh.
hoes on there too, so don't worry. It's not just TikTok and Instagram.
You never
the
used
the
MySpace?
Yo,
Yo,
What
MySpace
about
was
I
I don't
think
the
it's
remember.
what
very
about
shit.
hard to
Zynga?
You would
grow
I
have
up
don't
loved
on
I
remember. I
loved
don't
MySpace.
remember,
MySpace.
guys. I don't remember 9/11. Tall, do you remember 9/11?
Oh,
No,
I
bro, I
remember
was 4
that.
years old. I was 4 years old.
Yeah, that's the cutoff. That's the generational cutoff. If you remember 9/11, that's kind of how they view it. But
Damn,
also,
that's
you
messed
could
up.
be there are people who are Gen Zs that live a millennial. You know, they live like a millennial, and then there's also people that are millennials that live a little bit more like Gen Z. So there's some exceptions generally, but only by a few years. I would say there's a 5 or 6 year window where you kind of fall into the range. But I'm a hardcore Gen Z, bro. I don't fuck with any of that millennial shit, craft beer, avocado, fuck all that. I
I
don't
got
do
one
any of that
more.
shit.
Yeah,
Ace. Did you ever use Mi Gente? Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Yeah, I
probably
think
the
the other thing too is like it matters where you're from. Like if you're living in like the inner city, maybe lower class, lower to middle class, you're gonna be probably exposed to a lot more things than somebody living in the suburbs, um, maybe middle to higher class area. So
Or
it
rural,
really depends
rural.
on your
Like if
demographic.
you live in the middle of
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah, you're gonna be exposed to a lot less.
Yeah, that's so true. Like I grew up out in the country.
I mean, it really depends on where you're
Yeah.
from, I think. Because like when I
Oh,
was
can Web
younger,
hear me?
being promiscuous was just a
Web,
normal
can you
thing.
hear
He
Jen?
Because
can't hear me.
no,
Damn,
I
that's
cannot.
very misogynistic, Web, that you're doing that shit.
No, it's not. I'm not. No.
Web, take a lap real quick. And then Books, can you bring him back up? Books, if anyone's requesting, can you bring him up too? Go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I was gonna say, I totally agree with like what Webb was saying. Like I grew up out in the country, and people like out there are very much in their own like world of how they see things and do things. And then, going to college and being in the city around just a bunch of different types of people, like I got to see just more of the world. And to like touch on what Tall was talking about, I feel like a big thing, like my parents weren't strict. They always just said like they would just be like, tell me where you're going, what you're doing. And I was like very free in the sense of like I could, go hang out with my friends. But I just had to tell them literally what was up and what I was doing. And so I feel like that freedom made me like respect the freedom that they gave me. So I didn't want to fuck it up. But I don't know. I think as a woman too, seeing stuff, or I guess even like how you guys were talking about women having careers and everything, like that's definitely shifted for me once I got out of a relationship. It was like, shit, I'm on my own. Like I got to take care of like all these things like by myself, like get my own place. Like it's definitely a whole thing I had to jump into, doing life by yourself, taking care of your finances and like all your shit. And then at that point, you're like, okay, I do need to focus on my career because I got to make money because I gotta do shit and I gotta take care of stuff. So I don't know. I like the traditional thing of like, the man taking care of business and taking care of things, but also, as a woman, you got to be strong in the fact of like, if a man's not there, you got to do this shit on your own. Until, whatever. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents for the day.
Is Web requesting again, Books? I can't bring anybody up.
He's up here.
Oh, okay. Web, did you ever respond?
Can you hear
I
me,
don't know.
Web?
Web?
I don't think he's
It
there.
doesn't show him as it doesn't show him as fully connected for me.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
It's
Probably
like
for the
not showing the
for
mic.
probably for the better. Probably for the better.
it's
King
fine.
Ant, are you having kids, King Ant?
Yes, we're gonna have a bunch, but we're waiting for sure. This
For
world is
what?
crazy. Just to see what happens in the next couple years. Um, or the kid might come sooner than that, but like I feel like chaos hit the nail on the head because I was at that point where I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to be ready to have kids. And I realized that like the right time, like if you ask me when will the right time be, I don't think I'll ever be like, yeah, Bark, uh, we're planning on it and we're trying. Like I couldn't see myself doing that. But I think when it happened, we definitely want to have kids, just not right now. So like um, yeah, we want to wait
You're
a
pulling
little
out.
while.
You're pulling out. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. That's all. That's all you had to say.
Yeah, another
Yeah, I don't
thing
know.
too, man, is when you have several kids, you think that they're going to be exactly alike. They're sometimes polar opposites. My first kid, completely calm, gentle, wouldn't do a thing in the world to a fly. My second kid, crazy wild, jumps off fucking beds, beats up other kids. She's a girl, by the way. Hits me. Literally stomps on ants and bugs outside. Completely polar opposite. So I'm gonna have fun with that one. They say the second one's a wild child, and I definitely see why. We'll see what the third one comes out like. I'm not sure.
Wait, I'm a second
You're preg.
child.
You're pregnant,
Mm,
Chaos.
I'm pregnant. Yeah.
You're having a baby. Another one.
Yeah. It should be about like a couple months now.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. For real. Congratulations, Chaos. And that's what we need.
How old are you, Chaos?
59.
No, for real.
Yeah, I'm serious.
I cannot take you serious. He said I'm serious. He's like the least serious person in the space, I think.
He's serious, John. 59.
I don't trust him.
Man, it is beautiful today. It is so nice.
In Taiwan?
Yep.
Yeah, it is a nice day.
Yeah, it's beautiful over here up north of Taiwan as well. Beautiful
Yep.
day today.
Love Taiwan.
Yeah, Japan. It's really beautiful out here today. Excited to be here.
Isn't it nighttime in all those places?
Yeah. But you know, still getting a little bit of sun through that moon.
Okay. Oh, okay. There's no moon tonight.
Yeah, it's a new moon, you guys.
It's a new moon today. Chaos.
Oh, sorry, I had my glasses on. Let me take off my sunglasses. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. Oh, fucked up.
Somebody DM'd me. Wait, Books. There's like 100 people requesting. Can you bring them up?
But yeah, there's some special ones.
Yeah, but I can't bring it. Bring up LFG. Bring up Johnny. Bring up Ambassador. Who are these fucking people? Books. Are you having kids?
Yep,
Like soon?
not soon, but hope I wish soon. I wish. I wish soon, bro.
Bring up Sir Saucin. Oh shit! What's up, guys? It just came up.
Yo,
What up?
yo, you said the request if you're a young guy. I'm 21.
Oh shit. Okay. How do you feel about all this?
Bro, I think it's lonely having goals. That's I think when you have like goals, it's hard to relate with people, especially like around my age. Everyone's kind of just doing what they're told, and it gets pretty isolating sometimes. But yo, we talked about this like a year ago, and you said some facts of like people are gonna not want you to live that life, and like they're not gonna be able to relate with you, and that really stuck with me. And it's like it's been kind of a helpful thing to know, and just understanding that like not everyone's gonna have these goals, and it's really important to keep pushing through that and like find people, rare people that will share that like same interest and the same drive.
Wait, we had this conversation a year ago.
Yeah, we were talking. It was one of your like morning spaces, and you were on
With
this like
Shilin?
tangent about it. No, I think it was just you. I think it was like during the period
Okay.
when you were doing your like bark after dark.
Oh, when Shilin fell off, and then I was taking over. Got you. Books, can you bring up
But
Web Gen and then the most beautiful Mia, please? But then I can't kick people either. So if she's on bad behavior, you gotta just play nice with her, please. You gotta
Yeah, I
tease her a
love
little
how
bit.
scary you guys are. You're scared to have kids. You're in Taiwan, scared to just say,
All
"Yeah,
right,
I'm
buddy.
here in Worcester,
All right, buddy.
Massachusetts,
All
on
right, buddy.
Greendale Avenue. Pull up
Hey,
if you want."
He's
Like,
only
not
doing
that's
it
what
everybody.
I'm
Hey,
because he
saying.
buddy.
Like,
knows
Hey,
you
buddy.
can't
you guys gotta.
slap.
Not everybody just numbs their emotions with fucking 50 blunts a day. Okay, some people are out here taking on life sober, on the chin.
I've been sober all day. I'm not feeling well, so
Yeah.
I didn't even take an Adderall today. So that's
Damn. Adderall and weed. Why not? Yeah, just fucking cancel each other out, dude. What a dumb fucking thing to do, bro. What the fuck? What a dumb fucking thing to do. LFG, let me ask you, how do you feel as a 21-year-old? And do you feel like you are even close to a position of starting a family? Does that sound feasible to you?
like right now, not even close. But I'm pretty lucky. Like my family's a small business, and we have a pretty good unit together, and we're working really hard every day to like build something. So I definitely feel like in the next couple of years, I'll definitely be able to have kids. It's something I really want.
With like a cousin or something, or you should keep it in the family?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's what I mean. I mean, do you feel like it's still possible to find like a wife and start a family?
I found a girl in the last like couple months, and same worldviews, definitely on the same goals. I got pretty lucky, but it took a long time and a lot of loneliness to even get there. And I had to be in a position that like not a lot of people in my age are in, and that's like kind of what I think. Well, she's like a little older than me too. Like I think it's the only reason we kind of are able to like actually work because I'm not doing like the traditional bum around and bitch about life and pay school loans and stuff like that.
How much older? Like she's like
She's
50
27.
and taking care of you? Oh shit!
Yeah,
I thought you meant like I thought you
yeah.
meant you found like a Cougar or PS5 when you get home and shit like that. Sour Patch Kids,
Nah.
like
No,
tickets.
I'm trying to get that shit myself.
Got you.
yeah.
Got you.
I think that having a little bit of an older woman when you're younger is kind of necessary. It's helpful. If it wasn't for my baby mama, I probably wouldn't be the person I am today.
How much
Even though
older
we
is your
don't really.
baby mama?
She's only 4 years older than me, but she's older. She's wiser. She already had a kid, when we got together, so she already been through shit and knew how to be a parent and shit like that. So knew how to be responsible, had her own apartment, all that.
She ever slap you across your face?
Yeah. Listen, we're not gonna talk about that. But
And did you
I've
take
been
it?
abused. Of course, I'm too
Yeah.
big for that. I'm way too big for that.
Oh, dude.
I'll break
Fiona hit.
blunt
Fiona
like
hit
that.
Shrek.
What did you do, Web?
I mean, I've done things. I've had like knives and ashtrays and forks and all kinds of things come my way. Huh? I mean, Webb's not always the best behaved person, but Webb means well. Webb just might
I don't think no
have
man can get me that mad.
Webb
Yeah, if
just
you
might
haven't
have too
came
much
home with
love.
all your shit outside, then
Yeah,
like seriously, I've
yeah,
come home twice with all my shit outside.
yeah.
And sometimes you don't do nothing, and you just sit out there and wait for them to open the door for you again.
Like, you mean you came home and all your NFTs were just like scattered on the lawn?
NFTs, shoes, socks, boxers, You name it.
Or
And
you
you
go
put it in a
sleep on your
fucking
boy's
bed.
couch for like 2 weeks and then just go back.
The boy couch?
Yeah, you gotta have a friend where they got an empty spot in case you need. Or
Oh,
see, I figured out the real meta is you have two houses. Like if you don't have two cribs, you're
hey,
fucking up.
how about have you thought about the meta of like a healthy relationship? Have you tried that one out? Where you don't need to where you just like deal with it and talk it out.
Yeah, healthy relationships work in separate cribs too. Actually, it's more healthy now. Like I feel
All
like
right, buddy.
we talk more now, and we're like better friends now than we were when we were together and we were at each other's throat all the time.
All right,
Yeah,
buddy.
there's also a 24-hour rule where women don't want to talk that 24 hours, so sometimes you got to wait.
Or you think it's a 24-hour rule, and you just try not to talk, and then they get mad because you didn't talk, and it's like, well, you don't care.
Yeah, that one's even worse.
All right. Look, just because someone gives out advice doesn't mean it's good. What's up, LFG?
Yo, one thing that like really helps, like just not like wallow in the shit of like, men are lonely and all these problems are around, like really just focusing on like myself and like trying to become better every day and like really like doing physical challenge and like overcoming things that like you really during the moment were like there's no way I'm finishing this, and then realizing you can finish it really helped a lot with like just regular life and like the problems that we're facing today. They feel a lot more like overcomable doing that sort of thing. Like when you like probably when you like bench 225 for the first time, you're like, damn, I could do that, what else
Don't
can I
worry
do?
about
And
that.
like just repeat. Yeah, bro, I still getting there.
Bark definitely cannot bench 225, so let's not get him gassed up.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm
For
doing.
me too, that was a big deal because like that was like the first time I ever benched like over my body weight, and I've always been like a bigger, heavier guy that's been like 200 pounds. So like that was like a big deal for me to like be able to bench press over my body weight.
Yeah, and it makes you think like what else can you accomplish, right? Those things feel so impossible when you start, and like just like I guess the physical exercise thing was like a fast track to self confidence and realizing that like you're capable of more and not just of what the goals people around you in life have set for you, because everyone has that like vision of where they think you should be, and they'll push you there maybe because they care about you or maybe because they don't, but like they're trying to see the image of you that they created.
Yeah, I think sports are good for that. That's why I did cross country in high school. Really
No
boosted my.
way you did cross. What happened?
No, I definitely did not do cross country in high school. I was only doing because I know saying it because I know you did. And I know that's where you got all your confidence from. No, I was a starter on
Fuck
the
no, dude.
basketball
I was
team.
terrible, dude. Cross country. We'd wait for the coach to pass us in practice, and then we'd run over to the park and get Gatorades and just sit on the benches and just talk. And then when the coach would run back past, and then we would just jump back on the trail and run back. And he'd be like, "Where were? I didn't see." He's like, I don't even remember passing you guys." We're like, "Yeah, we were running around the trees over there and shit like that." And then during the race, dude, I swear to God, my like liver would burst, like my insides would hurt because I was not ready for it. But I would somehow push through. I was pretty good at the races. I would just push through these like mental walls and just probably end up hurting myself. Okay, so let's see who else came up. Johnny, how old are you, Johnny?
What's up, bro? So I'm 25, dude, and I actually have a kid on the way.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, I got a boy on the way. He's gonna be born in August.
Nice.
Congrats, Johnny.
Yeah, both
Yeah,
my kids were born in August, like 3 days apart.
That's amazing, Webb. Any other fun facts about you?
Um, Not that I could think of off the top of my head right now, but
Okay, if you do think of any, interrupt the conversation again.
I was just relating to Johnny. You know what I mean? Brother in arms over here. He's a black dog too.
Johnny,
Yeah.
you said you're having a boy?
yeah, I got a boy coming.
Oh, congrats. According to Tall, you're lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you assuming the child's gender?
Don't do that, Bart.
Yo, I mean, it might be a little bit soon to assume.
Yeah,
Yep,
I guess you're right about that. I
it's
guess
just a
you're right.
chromosome. Just a
Yeah, don't they
chromosome.
have to leave it blank now? The birth certificate
Yep,
blank now until
yep,
the kid can decide?
yep,
Yep.
No way, you're lying.
yep. They do gender reveals and it's yellow.
Why did gender reveals just start becoming a whole thing, like throwing parties and stuff? Like that has just like become a whole thing.
People think they're celebrities and they want to like post Instagram videos.
But like,
Did
who
you
was
see
the
the video?
first person to do that?
Did you see there was a month ago they had a plane shoot smoke out and fly over the gender reveal, and then
Yes.
it lost control and and crashed and exploded.
Yeah, I think I did see that
Yeah, I
actually.
think the guy died.
That's so
He died.
crazy.
He flew a propeller plane that had blue smoke coming out, and they started like kissing, and the plane flew over them, and then the turbine fell off, and it spun out, and like 40 feet away, it hit the ground and blew up. That was, to me, it was like, yeah, we need to chill on these fucking, because people just can't help but outdo each other. You know, what's her name? Christian McCaffrey's wife. They had a fireworks show in like Cozumel, Mexico, and they had some like slaves out on boats, like launching them in the middle of the ocean. I was like, we really need to be doing all this shit? Like, you can't just like go to the doctor and figure it out and be happy and like live your life and fucking like a normal human being. But
That's what I was gonna say earlier when we were talking. Like, social media has made us think that we need certain things at certain ages, and it has us all like confused, or like we'll feel like behind, you know? And I just think social media has completely changed like how we live our day-to-day life.
yeah, social media. Social media, I think is just. Social media is definitely built to be addictive, but I would say that social media is just a reflection of who we are as people. And, social media in itself, in a vacuum, is not ugly. It's who we
Yeah.
are as people.
Like I do love social media. It's what I do for a living. So I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for social media. But I think, with how people make decisions or do things, it can kind of warp things and that comes from a sense of not knowing yourself. I think once you know yourself, you can clean up your social media and make it like my social medias are so clean, like following what I want to follow, inspirational stuff, whatever. But yeah, if you see social media as bad, it's going to be bad. If you see it as good, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think people also, a lot of people. I hate like cell phones. Is pet peeve. I hate like cell phone taking videos of shit out in public instead of just in living your life. Like,
Oh,
people
you have no idea how much that bugs me. Is like when
like
I go to like a concert or like a festival, and everyone has their phone out like the whole entire time,
bro,
and they
I'll
don't
take
put their
one
phone
picture.
down. Like they have their phone up the whole entire time that they're there. It's
What do you
Bro,
awful.
mean?
I'll take one picture of the concert, like just so when I'm like, hey, I went here at this day. So when I look at my memories on my phone, it'll be like, hey, this year, like 5 years ago, you're at this concert. I'll take one fucking photo, and then I just think a lot of people just don't live they just don't live their fucking life, and that's like, they'll let years go by. They just live this fucking, especially these kids, bro, and I feel bad for them. And I got like little cousins and stuff that they're just like these little fucking, I don't even know what it is, dude. Like, I'm like, what are you? You're not even a person. You're just like, you just do the Fortnite dances, and you talk like that one TikTok person, and you're obsessed with weird candy that you just don't even know exists because you bought it from Japan. Like, you're obsessed with all these things. You're not even a person. You don't have any opinions. You don't have any, like, you don't have a backbone. You're just you're just this thing. Like, you're just this weird thing. And a lot of people fall into that. In fact, the reason I like this community is because I feel a lot of people here are different, and a lot of people here have completely different views and different perspectives on things. And pretty much every other community on crypto Twitter is this weird sort of, hey, you gotta kind of like be politically correct, or you gotta say things a certain way if you want to be a part of it. We deal with Web's bullshit every day. We deal with Chaos's bullshit, Ace's bullshit, Tall's bullshit. We deal with this shit and we just move on. Every single day. King Ant's bullshit. I can't forget him. And we just exist because we're like we're like a soup. We're just marinating, and that's what I like about this community, and that's why I love these conversations every day. And if these conversations offend you, you can go fuck yourself. Books, did you schedule your space? Yeah, you did. Pin
Mark,
that
I have
shit
a
up at the top.
question. One last question.
Okay.
Does the phone eat first?
Does the phone eat first?
I was thinking as well to that. I'm like,
Oh
bring
yeah,
it.
the phone eats first. If the food is banging, like if you're at like if the food's not.
Oh, okay.
I was
No.
like, that
You
sounds
get
a
it,
bit
Tall?
sexual, but I get
The
it, man.
answer is no. No, I just
The
eat my
food's got to
No,
be
food.
banged.
Tall?
If you go to like a
No.
sushi restaurant and it comes out on some fucking miniature pirate ship and there's smoke coming out of it, like, dude, I'm definitely taking a picture of that shit. But if
Yeah,
you're
we
at
gotta
Outback
document that.
Steakhouse, if you're at Outback Steakhouse and they bring you some fucking sad ass limp dick steak with a baked potato that looks like it was made 4 days ago, I ain't photographing that. I don't want anyone to know that I was eating that.
Yeah. Also, if I like take time to make something and it takes me like 3 to 4 hours to like make it and marinate and smoke the meat, then I would say yeah.
You like smoking meat?
Oh, I love smoking meat. I have a
Yeah.
Traeger. Oh, I use that Traeger all the goddamn time. I'll take 2 big things of chicken breast and
Two
season
big
them all
things
up,
of
and then I'll
You've been
put them
waiting.
all in there. Fucking
You've
do
been
my meal
waiting.
prep.
We got meat
Waiting to
smoker
tell
on
people.
stage. Web.
You've been waiting to tell everyone about your Traeger, haven't you, Tall?
Oh, I love my Traeger. I'm
Yeah.
here to show my Traeger. That's what I'm here
Yeah.
for.
How do you know someone has a Traeger grill? Well, they're gonna inject it into a conversation at some point, and they're gonna make sure they tell you about all the meats that they cook and all the temperature. Do you have that electronic thing that with the app that tells you all the temperature?
Well, it comes with it by default. I didn't
Yep,
pay extra for it,
exactly,
but yeah.
exactly. Watch them go. Watch them go.
But I don't
See,
use
I can go
the
sit
app.
on the couch and I'm gonna get an alert on my phone when the brisket's done.
You definitely got the upgrade.
100%. Yeah, the Traegers do. They bang. Blackstones are nice, but Traeger, bro, you throw some. You got the big one, Tall.
Yeah, I have the big one.
Yeah, you like them big.
You know I like them big. You already know.
What
That's what she
color is
said.
it? What color is it?
It's just a normal, like black steel color. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
like anything
Big.
crazy.
Is
It's
that what
big
you
and
call it? Black steel?
it's big and black is what you meant to say.
Oh,
Black Steel.
All right, see you guys at 5 o'clock.
All right, pinned up top is Books of Space. Yo, we got a special guest coming up today. It's going to be the Big Red Team. For anybody that has ever wanted to get a degree at Cornell, we're going to be giving away 3 bachelor's degrees today from Cornell University. So you can pull up, and they actually did say that if the space is good, they can help us forge some degrees. I'm not even joking. Like, so if you've ever wanted a Cornell degree, now's your time. Now's your time to get one.
is it going to
Oh,
be
there's a
tokenized on the blockchain on AVAX?
no. It's gonna be you just put it on your LinkedIn. Oh, there's a Doberman right here.
Oh,
Another
okay,
Doberman. You don't see
Got
him.
all jokes aside, guys. If you see us tweet anything that says Cornell and Big Red in it, we're trying to get them to give away 20K to the community. That's the 20K we've been talking about for a minute. So please, please rate it. Let's show out. Let's pump their fucking token today. Let's send it. And we're gonna be grateful for it, guys. We're gonna be grateful for it in the future. Telling you, we're trying to get 20K for the community from them.
Yep. Okay. With that being said, everybody, have fun today. Go smoke your meats in your big black apparatuses. Enjoy the day. If it's nice outside, go outside. If it's not, sucks for you. Move out of Canada. We'll see you at